Hello everyone. In this video, we will see some important objective question based on diodes, BJT and field effect transistor. Let's directly get into the video. The first question, the yearly effect in bipolar transistor is caused by. So the yearly effect is caused by this large collector to base reverse bias. So yearly effect is the variation in the width of the base in BJT due to variation in applied collector base voltage. If you increase the reverse bias across collector base voltage, it will increase the collector base depletion width. Okay. So the next question is MOSFET can be used as. So MOSFET can be used as voltage controlled capacitor. Next question. The thermal runaway is not possible in FET because as the temperature of FET increases, the mobility decreases. As the temperature of FET increases, the mobility decreases. So the decrease in the mobility causes decrease in drain current, which reduces the temperature because it is having the negative temperature coefficient. So thermal runaway is not possible in FET. Next question is, the source follower using an FET usually has a voltage gain, which is, the answer is slightly less than unity but positive. How means? The source follower circuit is able to provide excellent performance as a buffer, so which is having the high input impedance. So the voltage gain will be less than unity but positive. Next question is, in a PNP transistor with normal bias, the collector base junction is reverse biased and the emitter base junction is forward biased. It is the normal biasing of the transistor to work in the active region. In most transistors, the collector region is made physically larger than the emitter region. The reason is for dissipating heat. In a transistor, which of the following region is very lightly doped and very thin? It is the base. So in the transistor, emitter is very heavily doped and base is very lightly doped. The heat sink disposes of heat mainly by natural convection. What is this natural convection? It is nothing but type of flow of motion of liquid or gas which is not generated by external source. That is, for motion of liquid we are not going to use pumps, and for motion of gas we are not going to use fan, etc. Next question is, a transistor has a alpha of 0.98 and a collector leakage current of 5 microamps. If emitter current is 1 milliamp, the collector current will be. So we have a direct formula for this to find out the collector current, that is IC equal to alpha IE plus ICBO. So alpha is given 0.98 into 1 milliamp plus ICBO is 0.005 milliamps. Okay, so the answer is 0.985 milliamps. The common emitter transistor has high current gain and high voltage gain. For this reason, this common emitter configuration is used in many circuits. Which of the following is the fastest switching device? It is a MOSFET. The Zener diode works on the principle of diffusion of charge carriers across the junction. So in Zener diode, the carriers are accelerated by electric field. When they collide with the atom, they ionize the atom due to their kinetic energy. So hence avalanche breakdown occurs due to the large increase in the number of carriers. The quiescent collector current of a transistor is increased by changing the biasing resistance. As a result, GM will increase. So how this quiescent collector current and this transconductance are related is GM equal to IC divided by VT. Okay, so when this collector current increases, GM transconductance will increase. So in the given circuit, VB is minus 1 volt. So we have to find beta and VCE. Okay, so from the figure, the given data is VB equal to minus 1, and from figure it is RB equal to 500 kilo ohm. So this one is the RB. Okay, now we can find IB. IB equal to VB divided by RB, which is equal to 1 by 500 K minus 1 by 500 K, which is equal to minus 2 microamps. Here, this negative sign indicates the reverse flow of current. Okay. Now let this base emitter voltage be 0.7 volts. Normally, this is the base emitter voltage. So voltage at emitter terminal can be calculated as VE equal to VB minus VBE, which is equal to minus 1 minus 0.7 equal to minus 1.7 volt. Now this emitter current IE will be equal to, that is the current flowing at the emitter terminal can be calculated as this voltage minus this voltage. So already we had found VE, the emitter terminal voltage is minus 1.7. So minus 1.7 minus of minus 3 divided by 4.8, which is equal to 0.271 milliamps. Okay. We have to find beta. We know that beta equal to IC divided by IB, and we can write like this: IE minus IB divided by IB. Hence, IE by IB equal to 1 plus beta. Okay. We have this IE, we have IB. From this equation, we can find beta. So, beta equal to 134.5 when you simplify this equation. So, beta equal to 134.5. Now, to find VCE. VCE is the voltage across here, VCE. To find VCE, we can write like this: VC minus VE. So VC is already given 3 volt minus VE is minus 1.7. So it is plus 1.7, 4.7 volts. The next question: if for silicon NPN transistor, the base to emitter voltage is 0.7 volt and the collector to base voltage is 0.2 volt, then the transistor is operating in the. So given the base emitter voltage and the collector base voltage, we have to find the transistor is operating in which region, which mode. For that, we have to know the working of a transistor, how it will work. This is RC, base current, and this one is the collector current, and the voltage across here is the VCE. This is our output voltage. How these are related? IB is the input current, IC we can calculate it as beta into IB, and the output voltage VCE is nothing but VCC minus IC RC. Okay, so when there is no input voltage, there will be no input current. IB will not be there. When IB equal to 0, IC is equal to 0, VCE will be equal to VCC. Okay, this mode we call it as a cutoff mode in a transistor. When IB starts to increase, IC also start to increase, and VCE will start to decrease. Okay, at some particular point, IC will become saturation. That is, though you increase IB, there will be no change in the IC. So that voltage VCE, we call it as a VCE saturated voltage. Now for the condition is when VCE is greater than VCE saturation, the transistor is working in the active region. When VCE is less than or equal to VCE saturation, then the transistor is working in the saturation region. Okay. Now we know that this VCE saturation for silicon is 0.2 volt, and for germanium it is 0.1 volt. We have to find whether this VCE is greater than VCE saturation or less than VCE saturation. For that, we have to find what is VCE. So how we can find this VCE? VCE equal to VC minus VE. I can write like this. If I take a common base terminal, it will be VCB minus VEB. In the question we have VBE is given, so I am reversing this voltage, that is VCB minus of, that is plus VBE. Okay, so it is equal to VCB is given as 0.2 volt and VBE is given as 0.7 volt. It is equal to 0.9 volt. So this VCE is equal to 0.9 volt, which is greater than this VCE saturation. So the transistor is working in the normal active mode. Next question is, consider the following statement S1 and S2. The first statement is the beta of a bipolar transistor reduces if the base width is increased. The statement 2 is the beta of a bipolar transistor increases if the doping concentration in the base is increased. So which one of the following is correct? Okay. So we know that beta equal to IC divided by IB. Okay. So when this base width is increased, what will happen? This base current will increase. When base current increases, beta will get reduced. So the statement 1 is correct here. Okay. If the, for the next statement, if the doping concentration in the base is increased, which it will increase the base current. Doping concentration increases the base current. So beta will reduce, but in the statement 2 it is given as it will increase. So the statement 2 is false here. So the correct answer is this S1 is true and S2 is false. Next question, for a BJT, the common base current gain alpha equal to 0.98 and the collector base junction reversed by a saturation current equal to 0.6 microamp. This BJT is connected in the common emitter mode and operated in the active region with a base drive current IB equal to 20 microamp. The collector current IC for this mode of operation is, okay, we have to find the collector current. For this I am going to use the formula IC equal to beta IB plus ICEO. Okay, we have to use this formula. For that I need beta, I need ICEO. Alpha is given here. From that I can able to find out the value of beta. How? Alpha equal to beta divided by 1 plus beta implies 0.98 equal to 1 divided by 1 plus 1 by beta. If I simplify this equation, I will get beta equal to 49. Okay. Now ICEO equal to 1 plus beta into ICBO. ICBO is given in the question. So 1 plus 49 into 0.6 microamps. So ICEO equal to 30 microamps. Now substitute both this value in this equation, IC equation. So you will get IC equal to 1.01 milliamps. This is the answer for this question. The next question is the Ebers-Moll model of a BJT is valid for. So the Ebers-Moll model is a classical model of BJT. So it is applicable to all transistors operating mode. So the answer will be D for this question. In a transistor having finite beta, the forward bias across the base emitter junction is kept constant and the reverse bias across the collector base junction is increased. Neglecting the leakage across the collector base junction and the depletion region generations current, the base current will. So the base current will decrease here. So when the reverse bias increases, the effective base width decreases. So the recombination in base width decrease. So this will reduce the base current. See, The next question is, if the transistor in the given figure has high value of beta and VB equal to 0.65 volt, the current flowing through 2 kilo ohm resistor will be. Okay, we have to find the value of current flowing here through this 2 kilo ohm resistor. So in the question it is given, it is having the high value of beta. So when beta is very large, we know that beta equal to IC divided by IB. So when beta is very large, we can say that IB will be equal to 0. We can neglect the base current. Okay, when beta is infinite, if I consider, IB will be equal to 0. That is, we can neglect the base currents. So it is the IB for this transistor. We can say that IB equal to 0 here. We can neglect the base current. Okay, now this 10 voltage will be reflected here also. So we can find the voltage across each of this transistor here. Now I'm going to find the voltage across this resistor. Okay, so the voltage across this 1.65 resistor is equal to, by applying the voltage divider rule, 10 into 1.65 divided by 1.65 plus 6.5 plus 1.85. Okay, this is also 1.65 volts. Okay, so the voltage across this resistor is 1.65 volt. Now this IB is equal to 0 here. So now what is the emitter current? IE equal to IC plus IB. So IB is equal to 0. We can say that IE equal to IC. That is IE equal to I. The same current is flowing here. The same current is flowing here. So from this loop, I can able to find the value of I. So I am applying the KCL in this loop. This 1.65 minus this VBE minus I into 1 kilo ohm equal to 0 when I apply KVL in this loop. This is 1.65 minus 0.65 minus 1 I equal to 0. If we simplify, I will be equal to 1 milliamps. This is the equation for this question. So for more problems like this, please stay connected.